Righto, welcome to Explore Western Oz YouTube channel. My wife Jaimie sitting next to me and I'm John. We've been creating reels and shorts for a little while of our travels, just small videos, and we're failing to capture exactly what we want to show everyone. They're just too short. So we've decided to branch out and try out doing YouTube videos. They are still going to be short. They're not going to be 40-minute videos. They're probably going to be 10-15 minutes, just showcasing the places that we travel to. We do like traveling. It's sort of every chance that we get, we find the time, make the time to actually go out and see a lot of places in Western Australia. So at the moment it's 5:30 on a Thursday afternoon. Jaimie's just finished work. We've loaded the caravan, we're in the car, we're heading north. Hopefully we make it halfway to Gascoyne Junction. So I'll be looking at staying at Billabong or a gravel pit or just a free camp along the way. I think by the time that we pull over tonight it'll be quite late. We definitely want to get to Gascoyne Junction earlier to make sure we miss the crowds on the junction races that we're heading up to see.
Good to show you some of our favourite places.
Yeah, that'll be good.
One of the few upsides of heading north late in the afternoon is chasing that golden hour.
There's something special about hitting the open road in WA, and when the sky starts to glow with one of those unforgettable WA sunsets, the drive itself becomes part of the adventure. The long stretches might feel endless, but with a good podcast or your favourite playlist, the time just slips away.
But of course, the magic only lasts so long, because after the golden hour, it's bug hour. And your windscreen, your bull bar, spotlights, headlights become absolutely peppered with a mess of guts and wings. So after the clean up at Gladstone Roadhouse, we pushed on up to Geraldton, pushing through Geraldton, and we stopped at the 440. 440 is a good halfway point to fill up, get a little road snack, and just have a little walk around.
Righto, so it is 6:30, day 2 of travel. Just left Billabong overnight stay. It's the free stay next to the roadhouse. Not too bad. The diesel generator runs all night, and there's a little bit of a smell if you get a northerly wind from the septic system, but it is a half decent overnight stay when you're on the move. So we're currently 220 k's south of Carnarvon. Hopefully get there about 9 o'clock. Fill up with a couple of things from the servo. We won't be going into town. We'll just get fuel, ice, and maybe a couple of snacks or whatnot. And then it's pretty much hit the road straight into Gascoyne Junction.
So a few k's after leaving Billabong Roadhouse, you come across the 26 parallel. This means that you're now officially in the northwest of Western Australia. I'm not sure about anyone else, but there's always something a little weird that happens to us when we cross the 26 parallel. The weather was looking pretty grim for the day, but as we edged closer to Carnarvon, the sun came out and it turned it on for the rest of the trip into Gascoyne.
So we just pulled into Carnarvon, fill up with fuel before we head on to Gascoyne Junction. If you're heading to Gascoyne Junction, don't want to stop in Carnarvon. There's 3 petrol stations as you turn right off the highway. There is one directly in front of you, one to the right, which is a prepaid 24-hour, and then there's the BP, which is like the Outback Roadhouse. We're just going to stop in, grab some ice, grab some fuel, and then hit the road straight into Gascoyne Junction.
So back out on the road to Gascoyne Junction, which is about 170 k's away. If you're not in a rush to get out to Gascoyne Junction or to junction races, There's a turn off to Rocky Pool about 40-55 k's east of Carnarvon. There's also turn-offs to Kennedy Range throughout the drive. There's Honeycomb Gorge and Temple Gorge. And then there's the actual Junction racecourse, which is about 10 k's east of Gascoyne Junction, which I failed to see, so you'll watch me come in from the east side. So if you're looking to attend the Junction races, the ticket purchases are advance purchases only, so there's no tickets sold at the gate. You have to get them online before you arrive. Generally they're about 9 months before the race event is actually on. This year I think their cost was $80 per person, and the tickets that we got were off the Junction Races website or their Facebook page, so they don't sell them anywhere else but those two locations.
There you go. That's one ticket.
Done? Done.
Perfect, thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
So once you've gone past the ticket booth and signed in, you make your way around the camp. There's many fixed camps in position for people that are there every year and the locals. None of those campsites are available to people that don't own them or know the people that are in them. So the rest of the property, except for the water towers, you're allowed to set up your camp in those locations. Most of the campers either come in groups and set up a big corral yard, or solo campers usually have a secluded place by themselves. We ended up pulling in next to a horse yard, which provided a fair bit of entertainment throughout the stay. So pretty much directly after we'd finished setting up camp, that weather that we'd been getting away from in Perth came barrelling in. We ended up spending the afternoon at a friend's place as they had a shack on site, and just listening to music, and then we went and had some dinner, but it was too wet to really record anything. So it's the next day, and you can see how much water the rain rained the night before. You can also see how many more people came in from the afternoon. On the way into Gascoyne Junction, when you first get in there, is where the caravan is located, right next door to the tavern. There is a dump point and a water fill point at this caravan park that's accessible to anyone, not just the caravan residents.
So we just come in from Gascoyne races, just have a look in town, grab a couple of cheese, sausage and bacon and egg for breakfast this morning, nice and easy one. Not too much in town. There's a petrol station, which is the pub as well. There's a admin office for the local shire. You can come around, there's a couple of bridges that you go over, single lane bridges, and there is a house on the corner, you know, with a bit of yard art, and there's one with a tinny on the roof that marks the flood level from 1980, which is over the roof. That's about it in town. What else is there? Oh, there's a little day use area where it's got a couple of gazebos, a water fill point, some toilets, and little shelters there for you to use. Probably head back into the races. Today's the first race day of the weekend, and we'll have a little look around inside, have a look at the food venues, maybe grab some lunch from one of those today, and then a bit later on we'll show you the pub. The first race is about to start now. All the horses are coming through. We have put on a little bet on the first race, so hopefully that comes through. Our wager never come in with it running a close second.
But all in all the races of the day were great. Everyone enjoyed themselves. After the last race, we headed back to camp for a bite to eat before returning to the bar for the night's entertainment. There's a lot of sorry looking faces around the bar after this game. Better luck next year, Freda. So we rounded the day out with a few games, and then it was back to ours with a few mates for a campfire and a bit of wood chopping. The last day of the Junction races is for the Gymkhana. They have quite a few events, but we started off today with coffee and barrel racing, which starts about 7 o'clock in the morning, and the events go throughout the day till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As well as the Gymkhana, they have a few other events on. A few of the crowd favourites are the apple popping, the relay, and then the dog race at the end, which is fantastic.
Here we go, this is that's a load of walk out of here.
The 2025 Junction races was an absolute hit. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves, and you've got to hand it to the event organisers to put on a show like this. It was absolutely unreal. But in saying that, it was time to hit the road. We had one more stop to make before we head back down to Perth. So the plan is to travel the 320 k's this morning to Gladstone Bay. Gladstone Bay is located on the northwest coastal highway. Now the entry into Gladstone Bay is a gravel road, and it does get sharp with the slightest bit of rain, but just keep that in mind if you're heading up. Now we actually hadn't planned staying at Gladstone. It was a decision made on the way up after passing it once again. Because Gladstone's only a short trip to neighbouring towns, it's often overlooked as a stopping point. Although the campgrounds include flush and toilets, an artesian camp shower, jump point and access to non-potable water. It also has a barbecue picnic area with wood-fired pizza oven and a communal fire pit. So Gladstone's located within the Shark Bay World Heritage Area. It used to have a port back in the 1900s where they exported wool and sandalwood. It's also home to one of the biggest seagrass banks in the world, so there's no better chance of seeing a dugong right here. Unfortunately for us, the weather was not on our side. We had high winds, low tides the whole time we were here, which is a pity. I would have loved to throw in a line here. There was evidence of big fish still knocking around. If you are going to be like me, take a stroll out to the ocean. Just make sure that you're at least wearing your pluggies, because the stones out there do get sharp. So after a stroll out to the ocean, it was time for a bit of lunch. After lunch, we went up to the jetty, and along the way found out that people actually do launch their boats from here. You have to be quite selective with the time of year that you can launch your boat, and obviously with the tide. So it's best to check with the camp host before taking your boat up. Although it was windy the whole time we were here and the tide was out, Gladstone's still going to be one of those ones that we'll stop in at when we get a chance. They are times over at Gladstone. We still have one more stop in the morning. Bit of bacon and eggs for this morning. Nice view. Tide's out at the moment. The depth when the tide comes in isn't that great. I think it's about 100 mil above this sand level here. It's actually just a really flat area. So after brekkie and a quick pack up, we're back on the road again. A quick drive south and you're at the lookout. This is a must do for when you're driving past.
I'll be waiting on you till you're in my arms, a place that you can call your home. Come back home to me, shelter from the storm. I'll keep you safe and warm. We'll hide out here for as long as you want. You want. Brick by brick, we lay the bones till they're so plain.